Hey, welcome to another training session with Bullseye Billiards and me, Jeremiah Gage. Today we're using the Bullseye Billiards app that I'm currently actually beta testing a new design. So let me know if you're interested in that in the comments, or send me an email, gage@razorpool.com. But today I'm going to be looking at this recommended shot for building consistency. So shot 154 here is in the rails section. There's a number of shots, either shooting a ball that's on a rail or shooting from a rail. Both are really important to practice because those shots appear frequently in games, and if you're not familiar with them, they could kind of throw you off. So I'm just going to get into it. We'll do a deep session today, 30 attempts. Start training. That really shot off of the rail here, so this is going to be very low on the cue ball to try to still get it to slide without too much speed. Still too much speed. I actually had a hair of draw on that. Just looking at the info here, yeah, it is a slow speed shot. So that tracks. All right, let's dial it in. It is a bit of an awkward distance here off the rail, so typically I like to err with my bridge more on the table, even if it's shorter than going on the rail like that, because anytime you lengthen your bridge, you get more variance with your tip for any movement in your backhand. So it's generally better to have a shorter bridge than a longer one. And a lot of top players do have really long bridges, but they've also really consistent straight stroke. They have really solid mechanics, so they can afford to do that. This actually is nearly perfect shot that I need to practice because I need to work on these awkward bridges. And being a slow speed shot with a lot of spin is also something I've noticed where I would pull my cue back, my backswing correctly, but I wasn't still following through. I was a bit hesitant on following through. So this is, I'm really glad the app recommended this. And I'm okay with it going short if I still get that stun action because I know I can always increase the speed on the shot. Okay, hit rail first on that one. Still dialing it in, so I don't need maximum low on this. I hit rail first. All the shots in training, it's like a science experiment. Do little variations here and there to see cause and effect. What happens if you hit it too thick, thin, fast, slow, different spins, and try to really play around with the different parameter space, if you will, to sense exactly, where are the sensitivities, what's causing what. Obviously, you need really good mechanics, consistent mechanics to do that. If you're not there with your mechanics, highly recommend getting a qualified instructor for that. And we have a lot of instructors on our Cue the Experts podcast. So check that out. We've got a bunch of awesome guests this season. So we'll be publishing those on every Sunday. A bit more speed. So if I use that tip offset with a bit more speed, it'll have more spin as well. And that'll give me that right line to the target. Too much. This says it's left a quarter. I feel like it's a bit thicker than that actually. This one is very sensitive to the speed. It's good to know. when you're training, I just wanted to point out it's really important to visualize what's going to happen and a lot of detail before you do it, especially if it's something that you're not familiar with at all. Like really try to get a sense, in your head or on the table, however you visualize it, and try to sense of it before you get down. And hopefully that process can become more automatic when you add more randomness going to drills and playing. So I hit rail first there, but it still gets close because it's not bending too much. Sometimes it seems to shoot off the rail a lot more than other times. And I'm wondering if that's related to being rail first or ball first. I don't know, it could just be some perceptual thing. All right, last one. Let's land on the bullseye. Well, I had the right line. Just hair too much speed. All right, you can see the end of the practice session here, and I always try to judge your training sessions by how focused you were and how much you learned. It's not really about your outcome so much. Obviously, if you have too good of an outcome, then you're not training the right thing. It was too easy. And you don't want it too hard either. That could be frustrating. For me, this was actually right on the sweet spot. I learned some things, and I actually quite enjoyed this. And again, this is using the Bullseye Billiards app. This new design with a couple more new features is currently beta testing for iOS and Android. So if you'd like a pre-release of it, drop me an email, gage@razorpool.com. You can also go to bullseyebilliards.com and check it out. And this will be available publicly, hopefully soon, within the coming weeks. And look forward to plenty more features. And I always love hearing from everyone out there. So make sure to keep practicing.